Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Rosia Conseja. Hopefully, everybody's safe and sound. I wanted to talk today about how to pass an online interview. If I look down, it's because I'm checking my notes. I want to tell you everything about it before I miss any important points. Um, because of the virus, as you know, as you may know, we are um, having interviews by Zoom or by different application and virtually. The interviews in person are not very frequently lately because of the virus situation. So I want to give you some hints that maybe you don't realize that are important for you to succeed in your interview virtually or online. So today is I'm going to talk about the importance to how to be presentable, about the equipment, how to avoid background noises, questions, everything. So the first point is about that most of people think because you are virtually, you put a blouse and the rest of your outfit is pajamas, pants, or shorts. I don't suggest to do that because it's everything about how you feel. If you are well dressed, you're going to feel in the same way. Also, sometimes the companies is going to ask you to stand up or whatever it is, and if you stand up, they are going to notice that your blouse or your shirt are fine, but from the waist to the bottom is chores or is not professional. So please try to be professional for your virtual interview, no matter what. It doesn't matter that they don't ask you to stand up or they want to see you straight. Depends on what kind of job are you looking for. Secondly, the equipment is important. It's important that you check your laptop, your computer, your iPad, that you can see the face, you can see the top. In the background, I mean, that your Wi-Fi is working, that the speakers try to it's important to practice before your interview. Practice 1 hour the same day or the one day before or your interview. Look into yourself. Even you can record yourself and see how you looking, how ask one of your family members or your friend to ask you question or something and see how you look through the webcam to the camera, because it's the way that you see that is important. Also, avoid background noises. It's important in your background, try that looks professional, that doesn't look like the dining room or the living room. Or nowadays, in YouTube, you can find different ways, and you just type in YouTube videos, you can type how to block background, how to put blurry your background in your video camera. So they teach you those things, those features, so you can block the back of your background. That is not going to look messy in case that you don't want to show your bed. Whatever scenario you are taking your interview, you don't want that the background looks messy or unorganized or whatever. So it's important to keep nice and neat around your background. Also, um, the noises, if you have pets, if you have children, ask your partner or your friend or whoever while you're going to be in the interview to take care of them, or close your door and let them know that you are in an interview online. Because sometimes happen that precisely you are in an interview, you don't tell anyone, and they're going to disrupt you, they're going to interrupt you, they're going to make a lot of noise, and it's going to be very, very uncomfortable because you're not going to pay attention to what they are talking to you, to what they are saying, or whatever you're going to ask, or whatever you're going to say, you're going to forget because you're more focused in the noises in the background than focusing in what are you talking with the interviewer. It's important to have questions, and these questions differ from the questions in person. In person, you make questions about where is located the company, how long this company has been open, is this job stable, how many are in the department that I'm applying for. all those things are very important. Remember, you can ask for the income in the first interview. In case that they haven't tell you how much you're going to gain, they will tell you at the moment at the moment when you're going to sign the contract. So before you sign in contract and they haven't telling you, can ask, excuse me, I forgot to ask what how much is this position is going to pay. So uh, a part of that, so online is totally different. Online nowadays, because most of people like to work in remote, but for many reasons, because the company is 1 hour 2 hours away from home, because you have children at home and you want to be like close to them and checking on them. There are many reasons that nowadays people prefer to work from home, to to avoid traffic, because of the virus. Most of companies, they are telling them to work remote and go 1 or 2 times to the office. So you have to keep in mind the kind of questions you're going to ask. Make sure that you're going to ask the right questions, because once you sign the contract, you're not going to say, oh, I didn't know that after the situation of the virus passed, I had to go back to the office and I'm living 1 hour and a half away from the office. So be careful with those things. It's very important that you make sure that you're going to work in a company, not just thinking in the moment like, oh, I know this is going to last long, so I don't care if I ask if I have to work in person someday. I don't mind right now. You have to mind, because then you're going to be stressed out. Like for example, there are companies nowadays that they hire you remote for 3 to 6 months, and then you're going to be without job. Then because nowadays the companies also they pay you good. They say, oh, we pay you $30 $40 an hour. Remote, the contract is for 3 to 6 months, and then what? Yeah, you want to make good money while is that short period of time, but you have to look in for the future. And then in 3 6 months, you will have to be doing again, applying for another jobs, and getting stressed out how to pay bills, how to don't get behind in your bills, in your rent, in your mortgage, whatever it is. So be careful, guys. Check out and make sure the questions you make the proper questions. Like, okay, excuse me. So you can ask, okay, so what the job is working from home, how long are you planning to get people back to the office or to the company? So they're going to say, oh, we are going to let you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, in the case that once the people go back to the office, because I have little kids or I have kids and I will prefer to work from remote. Can I still working from remote? Can you do some concessions for me in the case that happen? Those kind of questions are very important, guys. Also, um, other thing that is they are going to ask you how you spending your time. It's very important, because nowadays people get lazier. Some people, I'm not saying everybody, but some people get lazier working from home because nobody's checking on them. The boss is not beside to you. So you can do whatever you want. Yeah. As soon as you accomplish your task, the daily tasks. So be careful of answering that question, because the interviewer is going to ask you what in these days, because of the virus thing, working from remote. I understand that right now you're not working. How you spend your time? You can say, right now, because I'm a parent or a single parent or whatever is your situation, I organize my day. I cook. I take a class. I like to read for 1 2 hours. I try to keep the house organized and everybody on track. I like to learn new things, so I'm taking a class online. Those kind of things make see the interviewer that you are a person that you want to succeed, that you want to focus, that you want to pursue your goals. But if you tell them, no, well, my days usually are watching TV all day, eat and sleep. If you say that, of course, they are going to say they are not going to tell you anything, but they are going to think, oh, this person during the day doesn't do anything. That means that if I give a remote job, it's not going to be focused and is not going to be doing what that person's supposed to do. So be careful with your answers. Um, uh, another question. I'm looking my questions is, so when they ask you how many do you have any questions, remember that you always have questions. Don't go because it's virtually, don't assume that they're not going to ask you, do you have any questions for us? I know, I search you online, so I know how it is. No, no, people are supposed to know, in companies know, that an employee that he or she is looking for a job, supposed to Google them and search what kind of company is, because you want to know where is you getting into, what do you want to do, and you're going to be happy in that company. Nowadays everybody see reviews, and you see more than 10 reviews, that negative reviews, like the company doesn't pay good, or they pay good but they treat you like a slave, bad management. Most of the companies, they have bad management. That's what I read in my reviews and from my personal life. So watch out. If there's still more than 10 negative reviews, of course, you don't want to work in a company that then you regret it. Always look for reviews that is more than 10 positive. It is one or two bad reviews is okay, because not everybody's happy doing the same thing. But you have more than 10 good reviews, positive reviews about the company, you should try to apply in that company and go for it. So always have at least 5 questions to ask, like how many people are working from remote, in case that once the pandemic or whatever you call it is going to end, do I have to go back to work in the office? If so, how many days in the office? Can I work hybrid? Well, here in the United States, we call it hybrid, is because you go like 2-3 days to the office, and the other days left you work from home. So it's like a mix. So you can ask those questions in case that I have a little kid. So I have kids that I want to take care of. I mean, to be checking on them while I'm working at from home. You can ask, can I, once everybody go back to the office, can I still working from remote hybrid? I mean, some days in the office, some days here, or can I still working completely from remote? How can I do that? All those questions are very important. Um, Also, I just wanted to let you those few things. I don't want to take too much longer in this video, but I want to give you some hints. So I wish you success in your interviews virtually. Also, it's important that to check your email. Sometimes, or companies, they send you the link, the page to your email, so you can join the meeting or the virtual interview, and sometimes you never get it. So 1 or 2 days before, always check the link. If you haven't received it, contact the interviewer, contact the company. Says, hey, I'm supposed to have an interview tomorrow or certain day, a certain time. I haven't received the link. Sometimes the links, the emails from those companies, because your email doesn't recognize it, send it to the junk. Send it to the junk box. So you need to check your junk, because sometimes they send it to their no, they don't I don't know why. Sometimes they inbox your principal page where you check your emails. You don't get that invitation, and it's because went to the junk, to the other box. So make sure to, so you don't have excuses to don't go to your interview. Also, we need to respect time from interviewers. If we are not planning to show up to the interview virtually, call them like 2 hours before the interview and say, I cannot make it today, my son is sick, or my daughter, or I can for any personal issues I cannot make it today, can we reschedule? Or if you change your mind and you think that is not the job that you're looking for, tell them, thank you very much, but I changed my mind, I'm not interested any longer to join your company, maybe in the future, but thank you very much for your time. Most of people, they don't take this serious. They assume that because many companies are looking for employees, you have the permission to do whatever, to don't show up, to don't let them know. And guess what? That comes back to you from other company. When you really are interested, that company is going to play with you in the same way. And this life, everything we do, good or bad to others, or yes, that will come back to you multiply, because that's not the way to because put in a position that you are the interviewer, and you set your schedule, interview one person per hour or two people or whatever, and then they don't tell you that, oops, I forgot to let you know that I'm not going to take the interview today, or I don't have time, or you're going to waste that hour that you can be interviewing somebody else, giving the opportunity to someone else. So be careful with those things, guys. I love my community. I like to help people, guidance, suggestion, through my own experience as well. So I wish you good luck in your search, and hopefully you got find the job that you're looking for. Always search, always read, find out about your company, what is the strategies, what they're saying. Sometimes nowadays companies are telling upfront, oh, now because of the virus we're working remote, but once the situation is over, we're going to go back to the office every day. Or they are going to say, no, this is a remote job. It doesn't matter the virus finish or whatever it is. You're going to keep working in remote. But the thing is, some companies they don't tell you. So that's why is the question. So write down your questions before your interview, so, because sometimes we are asking ourselves about many things, and then when we don't write down those questions, then we forget when they ask you, do you have any questions for us? And you are like, I know I have a question, but I don't remember. They can tell that you were not prepared for the interview because you're missing those important questions. So, guys, good luck with your success, finding a good job virtually or in person. So, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for sharing this video with everybody. And I remind you, I'm not receiving any money from YouTube, from anybody. So I like to help people. I like to guide them, to give them good information so you are successful in your lives. Okay, uh, kiss for everybody. Thank you for watching my videos. Good luck with everything. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Bye bye.